CDO's back after its holiday break, and it sucks when you have such a long off season just for the league to finally come back, and then they're out for like another month because of the holiday break. Not the best timing. They should probably fix that schedule. It's you have the season hyped up, all the moves and drama and stuff, just for it to be cut off. Sure, there's challengers, but the challenger drama has been pretty insane for the past couple of weeks. But you want the league, you want to see your teams play and see how everything's been going on. But yeah, it's pretty much just get into it here with Drazah, the FaZe and Optic match, the first one of this year, the first one of the FaZe rebrand. I didn't expect it. Huge clean sweep 3-0. Drazah's out here tweeting, just Optic not champs. Clean 3-0 from them. These were the map sets here with Scar. What was it, Colossus, Den, and then they ran it back with the same ones from before. Here's a cool thing. You see all the former logos, the original FaZe Clan, Optic Gaming, where everyone grew up watching. 26 and 21 for Optic there. Huntsman, that 1 year when they were Chicago Huntsman, they're 1 and 2. Hardly faced each other that year. Then you have this was Cold War, and then you have Optic Texas, or what was it? I'm not sure what the different rebrand was. But there was that for the Cold War year, and then this one's Optic Texas. I'm guessing that's which Optic is this? I know it's from Cold War, but what was it called? Optic Gaming. Who knows? But then there was that. But let's get back on schedule. These were predictions. Everyone was thinking Optic. Besides, Zoomaa, X, and Octane, they were saying, FaZe Clan was going to win it. X is never wrong. And we can say here, first thing first, everyone was really shocked when, the game starts up and he's using the, what's it called, the MAC. Shotzzy was using a G8 gun. That was G8, and everyone was complaining. Zoomaa was crashing out. Octane was crashing out. They weren't a huge fan of, wire G'ing. It's not the best. It's not, the Drazah is amazing in long range and short range. This is, you can't really use this gun in certain maps because you need that long distance, and it's not the greatest SMG. It's not, but like, it's good to have different options. That's what Octane was saying. He was saying how, stop being restricted to 2 guns. It's been a couple hours. They played it. Who was using it in Vegas Falcons? One of them, I think it was Pred. I'm not sure. I forgot who it was. But yeah, they were using this gun. No, it was Kremp. Was it Kremp? Can't remember. But yeah, people were crashing out over this. No one was happy with the GA. And then you have here Shotzzy breaking the GA right away. Apparently, it was a mutual agreement with FaZe. And Methods confirmed it was FaZe, and Optic confirmed that they can use it.
What the hell's going on here? MPCs are out.
We don't give a fuck.
What the fuck's going on here?
What y'all wanna do?
That's pretty funny. But yeah, straight off the bat, so everyone was confused. Like, is it GA then? Like, did something change in the last hour? I think they just both accepted. They would both use it. But FaZe sweep clean 3-0 with amazing from Abuza. Abuza showing his form that he was last season. FaZe didn't have the best start during early. It's a huge team change. You have a bunch of new players coming to the team. You had to obviously revamp from. You played with the same core 3 players for how many years now, and now with Drazah with like 2 years. You gotta. And then here you have Shotzzy, talking a little bit.
Feeling confident in Texas that you shut up today.
Oh, fuck it. Here it
I
is.
feel like it's Ant, to be honest. Like, I think when they're streaming their scrims, he'd be saying a little too much. It's kind of been pissing me off. So I showed up today and did what I do.
Why they poke the CEO? Why?
They poked the CEO. Yeah, Drazah, he was always quote unquote the CEO of Optic, but Shotzzy had probably has the final laugh, 2 world championships, and EWC to his belt. I'm a FaZe fan, but it's just the obvious there. And then here with Drazah and Abuza, great from great performance from them. And then we just go straight up. We can check here 3-0 FaZe. Check the listenings on this one here.
let's do white wall.
Yeah, there's one
White wall, box.
Nice.
White wall. Weak white wall to the right. You're better. I'll take it. I have time.
You and Kyle like this. You and Kyle.
I help you on. Give me time.
Top green.
Nice.
Box.
I got 80. Yo, he's playing somewhere.
So just a little bit of that, but then when you hear Optics listening, they were just really calm. They weren't straggling.
Nice. Shop.
Really.
They're gonna be on me now.
Yeah, I think maybe they spawned. He's trying to blue.
B cut.
One shot blue, one shot fat.
They got splits.
He cut a bullet. Oh, fuck.
They weren't as, you know, crazy. There was one of them. They're like, I forgot what he said, but it was just, you know, they're really calm with their comms. But a 3-0 fashion, that's just really shocking. You know, with, you know, have they been screaming lately? You know, obviously with, you know, the break that's happened. But yeah, clean sweep 3-0 from them. And then the next match was the Vancouver Surge versus Boston Breach. This one here, you know, Vancouver made a huge roster change. Slasher, who, you know, retired after 12 years of competing in Call of Duty. And then you had, oh wait, I'm thinking about the wrong team. I'm thinking about Carolina. Seattle Surge, who haven't won a single match. Legend, who was dropped a couple of weeks ago in place for TJ Halley. TJ's making his debut. What am I thinking about Carolina? What is wrong with me? And then they're going against Boston Breach, who are 2-1, and Vancouver looking to get their first win. Here you can see the picks. Everyone was choosing Boston. I had Seattle. I think, you know, the honeymoon phase. You know, they have good players. TJ, who had a good year last season, just in a bad position. That happens to most of players. You know, TJ the last year or two, he's looked good. It's just he's been in bad teams, so it's just a bad, you know, stint from there. But TJ, yeah, reverse swept by TJ. They were 2-0 down. Huge comeback. This was funny here. The team picture. I remember seeing this live.
One that has gone their way,
Holy
another that
shit.
has gone to their opposition. They are not afraid to go the distance. They are not afraid to take you on any game.
Is that a photo? I don't know. I was about to.
That team's winning the Royal Rumble.
That's like a good linebacker right there for the NFL. Yeah, that's hilarious. But, you know, coming to this match, Cloud9 do have a good team. Oh wait, is this the wrong match? Or are these matches? They're all mixed up. Okay, there we go. Well, Boston being 2-0 up. Reverse sweep by Seattle Surge or Vancouver Surge now. Abe, Gwyn, Lunars, and Teej. For me, I've never been a huge fan of Lunars. You know, he's always been, you know, talked about, but for me, I just never. He had a good game today, but for me, usually, I feel like he's the next odd man out. You know, Gwyn, he was Rookie of the Year, 2 seasons ago. Gwyn is a talented player. You know, I just, like I said, put in bad positions. Tej is like same thing with Tej. And I think it just maybe find a replacement for Lunars. They could maybe perform good and be, you know, a better team as they are. And then you have Boston Breach, which pretty much the same. I think they stuck from EWC with Cammy, Nasty, Purge, and Snoopy. Good team there. I think most of these CDL teams are good on paper. It's just, you know, depending on, you know, the matches in there. I don't think there's not a lot of clips from this match. So it was just a reverse sweep. It wasn't an intense match. Probably out of those 3 matches today, that was probably like the least one I've, you know, cared about. But then here, this next match, this game was great. We can go off to just go off to here because seeing the clips is pretty dragging all matches. Vancouver Surge, Red Falcons, Paris Gentlewids. Am I trolling? Oh, completed. So there's this match here. Paris Gentlemen, it's a great rebrand. For me, if there was a team that I picked, if I would build one, it would be pretty similar to Paris Mate or Gentlemates. Really like how they formed a squad. It was just something how, you know, because last season coming to the league, you didn't pick up the best. You know, they pretty much picked up NYSL minus Hydra and put in Lens, and obviously that didn't work out, you know, to their standards. And then now they went huge. They picked up Sib, who last season showed glimpses of what he is and it is supposed to be. You have Envoy, who won 2 chips last season. Just, I guess, the LAT team thought they could do more, which they could have. Then you have Dan Ghosty. For me, it's such a weird dropping from LAT. I think Dan Ghosty is really underrated and such a good player. And it's pretty shocking for them to drop him. And I know I'm forgetting somebody. Who am I forgetting? Envoy, Ghosty, and then Neptune, obviously, who had an amazing season last year. Pretty much MVP material player last year. But these are the maps that they had. An amazing map one. I thought Cloud9 probably should have taken this one. Mac fell off the map, and then it was huge battle. Mac was having an amazing hard point this match. Mac looked great. It's pretty much back and forth there, and then towards the last hill, everyone's dying. Huge nades from, I think it was Ghosty, and then Paris got the win, huge important win, and then you have such a close SND 6-5. Then you have a 4-5. You have a 4-5 on I don't know how I forget these names, and then Paris dominates the hard point and then dominate the SND. So pretty much it was a really intense performing game. Here we see like the final seconds of the hard point.
So now we've got to make a decision if you're Cloud9. You can't just rush. You've got to take a breath. You got to find an opening kill.
Can still win off this. Big kills here, bro.
Here I was really shocked. No, I think it's more.
Oh my god!
Right here, so because they needed 1 second, and all they had to do was just contest hill and wait to the next hill. There's 10 seconds left. I mean, the two are already dead here, and your next guy's there, so it's pretty much over from there. But maybe like right before, I don't know. All you had to do was contest time. So you have 2 here. Mac did fall off the map, which probably I want to see where he fell off from. Where did he fall off? Was it more before? Because they're all there.
Still win off this.
Is this where he fell?
Big kills here, bro. Oh my god! Oh my god! You can't contest.
I know Mac fell off earlier in this, but huge. All they had to do was contest. Like one person stand to go next, and boom, over, and then they would have taken map 1. But such an insane clutch from Generalmates. Yeah, Generalmates. I keep thinking of Gorilla Mates, whatever it was called last year. So yeah, just such close matches. 252. You couldn't ask for any closer. 4, 5, 5, 6, 250, 249. The first 3 maps were great. And then obviously they get the comeback, and 3-2-1 from Paris. Positive Envoy with a 1.4, and then Ghosty, or a 1.04, and then Ghosty with a 1.3. Great performance from them. Huge fan of this pair of gentlemen. I wouldn't be surprised if they win huge this year, especially in their home series or their home game that they have there. So those were pretty much the 3 matches there. We can go to the up and coming. This is what tomorrow match is, Sunday. So G2 Minnesota, they played Friday, and they lost against Red Falcons. And then you have Carolina Ravens, who beat Team Heretics or Miami Heretics, surprisingly. They're having money. This one, the dropping with Slasher, and hope I don't get copyrighted for the NFL game that's in the background. Whatever. But yeah, it's pretty much the matches there with okay, I read it wrong. And then also Vancouver Surge, Optic Texas, and Toronto Koi going against LAT. So that's gonna be a good match to watch. Vancouver Surge and Optic, they're having that battle towards the last 2 tournaments of last season, but now Vancouver is just a completely different team. Abuza in 04 went to FaZe, Neptune went to Paris, and then Nasty went to Boston. So the whole team split up after an amazing year. Wonder what would happen if they stuck together, but I mean, yeah. And then you have Toronto Koi, who picked up Real and had that huge debacle with Heretics, and then LAT, that with will Neum, will this match define what happens to Kenny? will Neum get picked up officially. At least he only have 30 days to pick up Neum, so time's ticking. See, is it Kenny or is it Neum? Because you gotta pick one, which is kind of crazy. That's pretty much like I forgot the saying, but what was it called? I forgot the saying. Pretty much, it's just a shitty situation for Theives. You want to take your time with Kenny, but the time's ticking, and you only have so little time to pick up Neum. So that's pretty much what happened on day 1. I hope I don't get copyrighted. I'm just gonna put it in the screen just in case. I might get copyrighted, but hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see what happens tomorrow on day 3.